Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Listen, we ain't gonna be on here that long, I promise you. Um, just a little recap, a little catch up. Okay, let me bring my slides up. First of all, did everybody watch the debate? I was in and out of it. I'm going to tell you, I did notice that the vice president did rattle Donald's cage a bit, which is a good thing. Um, I did not like the moderators. I thought that they let him get away with too much talking. They let him go on and on. And then when she wanted to retort, it seemed like they were oh, is there a birthday? Happy birthday, Mercedes Todd. Happy birthday and many happy returns of the day. There we go. Happy birthday. Um yeah, absolutely. I was just very frustrated with how much airtime that they were giving him. Oh, by the way, speaking of birthdays, Love Wins Movement birthday is today. So happy birthday to Love Wins Movement. Let me see. Yeah, he never answered the question. Um, with his constituents, he doesn't really have to. You know, Donald Trump appeals not to the best and the brightest, not even to the average, but to the lowest possible common denominator. That's his audience, that's his tribe. And if he can reaffirm some of their tinfoil theories, then that's all he needs to do. Joan Garcia, thank you so much for. Am I looking at that right? 32 months membership? 32 months? When does that happen? 32 months membership? Wow. Thank you so much for that. You watched every minute. Yes, and I am feeling better. Thank you. Um, yeah, I think that the ABC, the moderators, I think that they let him run rampant. And the thing is, I thought they were supposed to cut the microphones off when it wasn't somebody's turn, right? But it seems like as soon as he said something, boom, the microphone went right back on. And I'm just like, how many times? You know, I don't. Okay, I did not take a complete account of it, but I am reasonably sure that he had more opportunities to I guess rebuttal and add, yeah, rebut, right? And add and everything. I feel like he was given more time than what she had. He was given more time than what she had. And they let him okay. mm, I guess I'm struggling because it's like I don't want to believe that that's what I noticed, but to me, to me, it seems like they let him have way too much time. That's what I believe is that he got more time. He got more voice time, face time, whatever you want to call it. And one of the things that I wish that they would have stressed is that they let him say his economy. He kept saying my economy. I had the best economy. No, you had Barack Obama's best economy. Everything that happened for him was already trending under Obama. I have the graphs to prove it. I have multiple graphs to prove that all of those things were trending, like black unemployment. Okay, yes, maybe when it comes to black unemployment, he may have had the lowest at that point, but it was already trending under Obama. And no matter what anybody says, the economy always, as a rule, the economy always does better with a Democrat in office. Always, no exceptions. Always. Let me see. Where's my I'm trying to find my employment graph. I want to find my Obama employment graph. Unemployment. Oh, this is it right here. This is it right here. So if you look at this, um, Obama left office January of 2017. Do you see how the unemployment rate was trending downward? Unemployment for African Americans was trending downward year by year. And he's taking credit for what Obama did. I mean, there's just so many examples of things where Trump was taking credit, like even Obamacare. Um, for 9 years, that man said that it needs to be replaced. They need to find something better. And I wish that the moderator would have, stressed that a little further. And for that matter, I wished that Kamala Harris, if she would have had time to speak, because they wouldn't give her as much time. But again, Obama is the one to save the economy, not Donald Trump. Everything was on a upward trajectory by the time that real estate clown got there. So let me see. Anyway, I don't want to keep looking back to the past, but that's just the way it was. And that just happens to be the truth. The real truth is that it was all trending by the time he got there. Okay, one more graph. Trump inherited the longest streak of job growth on record. The longest streak, 8 years of job growth. 8 years. The red on the left side, that of course is George W. Bush. And as you can see, it was onward and upward. It couldn't do anything but go up, but it continued to go up for the entirety of Obama's administration. And then the red that you see on the right side, that is what Trump inherited. And that's my big frustration too, is that they allowed him to get away with that. Yeah, and after 1 year, it went back up because just like with George Bush took a healthy economy. 9/11 happened, which is tomorrow, by the way. And of course, the economy went into a tailspin because just like with Trump, they and this is the big interesting coincidence. The Clinton administration, they had some things in place to make sure to make sure that the potential of the 9/11 situation did not happen. And what happened? Bush got in there and they just totally dismissed all of it, right? But there was a report saying that that could happen. All right. So when Obama was president, there was another plan in case of a global pandemic. Now, if you look at the difference between the way President Obama reacted to Ebola in comparison to Donald Trump's reaction to this past global pandemic, which, Ebola was not a pandemic, but that's because they actually enacted their plan to deal with it. The Trump administration had no plan. And so when things happened, what happened? He went into denial. He went into denial. And you know, I can't prove it, but there are tens of thousands of people that are not here because of Donald Trump and his very feeble response to the global pandemic. The deliberately misleading information so that he could look smart and so that he could get votes. That frustrates me. So I know it's a difficult case to make this many years on, but oh, I'm telling you, there's so much in common from that one Republican weasel Bush to the other, that big buffoon, Donald Trump. Yes, yes, Bush gave away that surplus. The federal government was in a surplus when Bush got there. And because of their lack of preparation, as I said, is breathtaking the way that they were able to lead us down a path and destroy the economy. The economy is what it is today because of um, Trump. They should have acted sooner. Yeah, and yeah, exactly, exactly. And they didn't care how many people had to leave this world, but that was the policy that they had. Absolutely. Wow, you guys are so smart. You are on the case. Brown girl, hello everyone. Pray for us here in Louisiana. They said there's a hurricane coming, right? Well, thank you so much for 28 months membership, and for sure we shall. Didn't Dick Cheney say deficits don't matter? Yes, yes. When Bush was president, just like with Trump, they gave away the store. They gave away the shop. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Legs, for the super chat. Okay. So, well, there she is. That is, that's the Ruby Bridges silhouette was there first, but then I see now they have changed it to a woman warrior. Not sure exactly which woman that is supposed to be, but of course, the idea is that Kamala is a fine example of an empowered, intelligent woman. John Garcia says, T Rump, extra words don't matter. Kamala ran rings around T Rump and showed him up as a lying buffoon. Taylor Swift and her 550 million followers endorse her. So, did Taylor, thank you so much for your super chat. Did Taylor Swift formally endorse her yet, or is she still waiting? I was wondering about that. I know that her supporters are, but I have so far been waiting to see when Taylor Swift, of course, Taylor Swift is going to endorse Kamala. That says 4 hours ago she can hug whoever she okay. And I see she has a picture with a cat. So maybe she's gonna do. Let me see, Taylor. Oh, I see this. 49 minutes ago, Taylor Swift endorses Kamala after presidential debate. Yes, yes. Pop superstar Taylor Swift endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris' presidential candidacy on Tuesday night after the high stakes debate, with former President Donald Trump calling the Democrat nominee a steady-handed, grifted gifted leader. Wait a minute, Donald Trump calling the Democrat nominee. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I looked at that the wrong way. Okay. So not her saying that, but okay. Well, okay, I get it. Sorry about that. Oh, so is this the post? Oh, okay. Let me share the post from Taylor Swift. Thank you so much for that, Joan Garcia. I totally missed that, but I see it now, and I'm going to share the post directly. Give me just a second here, so you guys can see the post from Taylor Swift herself. Okay. Okay, here you go. Like many of you, I watched the debate tonight. If you haven't already, now is a great time uh, to do your research on the issues at hand and the stances these candidates take on the topics that matter to you the most. As a voter, I make sure to watch and read everything I can about their proposed policies and plans for this country. Recently, I was made aware that AI of me falsely endorsing Donald Trump's presidency run, presidential run that was posted to his site. Really, let me see. It's really conjured up my fears around AI and the danger of spreading misinformation. Brought me to the conclusion that I need to be very transparent about my actual. Okay, I got to open that up. I can't see the rest of it. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, it cuts off. Okay, it goes on to say, I will be casting my vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in the 2024 presidential election. I'm voting for Kamala Harris because she fights for the rights and causes I believe need to be warrior to champion them. I think she is a steady handed gifted leader, and I believe we can accomplish so much more in this country if you are led by calm and not chaos. I was so heartened and impressed by her selection of running mate Tim Walz, who has been standing up for the LGBTQ plus rights, IVF, and women's rights to her own body for decades. I've done my research and I've made my choice. Your research is all yours to do, and the choice is yours to make. I also want to say, especially to the first time voters, remember that in order to vote, you have to be registered. I also find is much easier to vote early. I'll link where to register and find early voting dates and info in my story. All right. All right. It took a minute, but we got there. We got there. All right. I think now I am officially a Swiftie. I am officially a Swiftie. Okay. Uh, oh, Church Nelly, take care of yourself. You got to take care of yourself. I know you are, but we'll be praying for you. We will be praying for you. Let's see. Lex says, watch your cats and dogs. Yes, that was the most bizarre moment of the night. That was the most bizarre moment of the night, if you ask me. And not that he doubled down on it, he doubled down on it. I could not believe it. It was enough that he said it, but that he doubled down on it. I was like, is he serious? Is he serious? And apparently he is. Eating cats and dogs? You know, this is like the fattest country in the world, right? Except for Samoa. We didn't get that way because of a lack of food. I don't care if you were born here or you've been here for 10 minutes. There is a plate for you somewhere. There is a plate out there with your name on it. There is some type of sauce or fritter or something smothered in bacon grease. Uh, you can accuse of us of a lot of things in these United States, but resorting to eating someone's pets, I don't think so. Really? Um, had you didn't let me see. I have to ask you. Did you like by mistake um what do you call it? You know, did you by mistake what is that? Unsubscribe. Yeah, unsubscribe yourself perhaps? Maybe, possibly. But I'll see if I can fix it. I'll see if I can fix it tonight. Sorry that happened to you, but thank you for the super chat. But I'll see if I can fix it. Okay. Yep. Watch your cats. Watch your dogs. That reminds me of that video where that guy was like saying that. Well, you know which video I'm talking about. That guy that had that bandana tied on his head. And so, anyway, this night will be one for the record books, as well as the fact that, well, as you see what's going on here. You see what's going on here. This is going to be a historic moment. They will have like a painting in the National Portrait Gallery about tonight's presidential debate. The second coming of that clown real estate guy. Oh, let's see. Several YouTube channels said YouTube is unsubscribing and changing the algorithm. Okay, now this is the first I've heard that. This is the first that I've heard that. But yeah, I will do some research on that. Thank you so much. Yeah, they don't fact check in real time. They don't. You know, and sometimes I have to wonder what the agenda is for some of those moderators because they always use the expectation game of, oh, they're on the side of the Democrats and so on and so forth. But yet, when it's time for the rubber to meet the road, then you find out that they are leaning toward the Republican candidate or the conservative candidate. So, okay, so Prince Harry's visa situation case is quietly closed by judge and sealed ruling. Prince Harry's case closed after secret ruling. Heritage sued the Biden administration seeking access to Harry's visa papers following his admission of party favors. Court records show the case was terminated yesterday. Yes, so that case was terminated yesterday, quietly and discreetly. It's like an early birthday present, as well it should be. It's like an early birthday present. So, and good riddance. It's a case that never should have been brought in the first place. Um, Let me see here. The Heritage Foundation. So it says Duke of Sussex wrote his memoir, Spare, how he had taken party favors and baking soda and such. Um, Heritage filed a Freedom of Information Act lawsuit. And as I said earlier, um, even if they thought that this is a case that they could make against Harry. And of course, they really only wanted to get into his business, just like that lawsuit against Meghan was all about getting into her emails and text messages and to find out who she speaks to on a daily basis. That's the only thing that they were trying to achieve. They really were not interested in monetary gain. It wasn't a lot of money. I mean, for some people, it's a lot of money, but that was not a lot of money. Um, but they want desperately to know who the Sussexes are in communication with on a regular basis so that they can go after that person and try to make their lives miserable. That is the whole point of it. That's why that situation in New York happened, is because more than anything else, they wanted to know where the Sussexes were staying. They were not interested in getting more photos. They wanted to see if the children were in New York. It's very ugly, but that's what they wanted. Uh okay, yeah, well, okay. Let me see, what else do I have? I think I'm going to uh let me see what order this is in, because sometimes I have stuff that's out of order. So, uh-huh. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna finish up tonight with Chaos Katie. Yes, I'm gonna finish up Church Nelly. Church Nelly. Um, that caught me off guard. I'm just like, what in the world? Why are you doing that anyway? Why are you doing that anyway? Um, exactly what goes on in your boudoir at this hour? I'd like to know. I'm just asking for a friend. So, okay, I tell you what, I am going to share the video that I made earlier. I think it's like 3 minutes long, and then we'll discuss it on the other side. Is that okay? I'm going to share that video that I made earlier. It's from a great article. Let me see here. And then we'll discuss. Okay. Of course, it's marvelous news that the Princess of Wales has come to an end of chemotherapy treatment and is well on the way to recovery. Which of us did not feel for her in her last somber announcement that she had cancer? It is also the best of news that she will be returning to public duties. She was missed. The prayers of the nation have been answered. But forgive me, was it necessary to share this news with the nation in an utterly grisly video? If she were advertising herbal essences, tropical showers, shampoo, it would have been just the thing. The shots of her walking in slow motion through a sunlit meadow, her long hair moving in the breeze, her slender figure shown to advantage in her simple cotton frock, why, it made one feel emotionally manipulated, squeezed like a lemon for the last drop of sympathy. So, she's feeling well? One is glad. One doesn't need the point rubbed home with a gruesome image of her releasing a little yellow butterfly from her hand. As for the shots of her and William lying on the grass, shoulder to shoulder, or her head lying his shoulder, it was in the first place a ghastly piece of emotional exhibitionism, and in the second a hostage to fortune. The time may come when their marriage may come under strain. These things happen to the happiest couples, and they won't wish to have these images reproduced.
All one can say really is that the late queen would have died early rather than subject herself to this extraordinary display of trite sentiment. Out of darkness can come light, so let that light shine bright. Or at any rate, she would have expressed her feelings of gratitude soberly in the light of her Christian faith. Kate's is the stuff of every contemporary self help book to do with living in the moment and being grateful for the small stuff. Is emotional reticence now over in the royal family? One fears so, though it still, thank God, has a place with the redoubtable Princess Anne. But it comes at a cost. By turning the royals into exhibits of emotional wellness, it diminishes their value as parts of a national institution in which dignity is the main thing. Kate has lost that.
So there you go. That was from the Standard. That article was from the Standard, the Evening Standard, whatever they call it. That was from the Standard. Somebody said what other people were thinking. Somebody said what other people were thinking. Let me see. Let me see. Yellow Rose T says, those were the phoniest pictures and videos I've ever seen. Is so forced. Will needs to cut off patchwork quilt fuzz he has on his head. He looks a hot mess. Yeah, and as someone said the other day, what happened to his beard? Or was it yesterday? What happened to his beard? Okay, let me take this away. So let me see. Royal family has yet to comment on the exchange or circumstances surrounding the video. However, the BBC presenter took a more critical stance, questioning the royal family's decision to bypass traditional media outlets. If they just go straight to social media and ignore what you describe as the legacy media, the presenter argued, they're not they're not opening themselves up to any accountability, any questioning from the royal correspondence, which doesn't happen anyway. So we're not unsympathetic, but there's no public accountability for a family that's paid for by the British taxpayers. The video itself was a marked departure from a more formal health update that royal family watchers have come to expect. In the past, royal health news was typically announced through official statements from Buckingham Palace or via the royal correspondence. Yeah. So that's a very fancy way of saying that they're trying to act like a couple from Montecito. Gee, I wonder what he wants to tell her. That he likes pulled pork sandwiches and he just can't get enough of those pulled pork sandwiches. Maybe that's what he wants to say. Yeah, they hate Hollywood, but yet they have a camera crew to make statements. How much money did it cost for them to hire a professional videographer in comparison to just using the staff of 62 or more people and sending out a press release? But yeah, the mainstream media are very cautiously dragging them for that video. But yeah, that's the article for the Standard right there. Yeah, the Standard. That is the article that I referenced for the video. They decided to drag. And it's not as though there is a lack of sympathy for Kate's situation. But the point is, this very stylized video, which at a certain point turned into like some type of twisted exhibitionism, was just a step too far. Shelly L says, "Hi, Squatties and Baron Church Nelly. Like the lady said on TikTok, you." I'm glad I caught myself. I'm so glad I caught myself. What is this obsession about tucking one's ankle behind your neck or whatever, um, whatever thing that you all are doing? Let's see. Does that even look like the Kate with the facelift? Well, now, there, by the way, thank you for your comment. There has been people saying that they have used body doubles. That is what they say. Thank you again, Shelly L, for the super chat. And of course, what would the Queen think? What would the Queen think of this departure from a very sedate type of information sharing from the royal households? Okay, now I can't see that worth a lick, but I'm going to do my best. Now, the Mirror also had some things to say. Like right there is a disconnect between the glossy aesthetic portrayed in the 3-minute video and the brutal reality for the thousands of people being treated for cancer. Kate hasn't set herself up as a poster child for all cancer patients, but Mirror's Polly Hudson says going through chemo is the opposite of frolicking in a sunlit meadow, and only showing one side of her glossy video must make people with cancer feel very alone. You see what I mean? This is in the Mirror. You have the Standard and you have the Mirror. I would say that this is what seems like the starts of a backlash, a very formal backlash, in that is coming from the tabloid media. You can't please all of the people all of the time, and of course there will be many who are inspired by Princess of Wales video and message that there can be light at the end of chemotherapy tunnel. But it feels important to take a moment to consider those who may feel differently, those for whom this deeply unrealistic view of cancer treatment will be incredibly jarring, to say the least. Unlike the infamous Mother's Day photo, this really matters. Airbrushing out the dark and only showing the light is digitally altering the truth. That is bravo to them for being brave enough to say this. As anyone who has ever witnessed someone going through chemo will know, it's the polar opposite of frolicking in a sunlit meadow. An oncologist treating a family member of mine once described it as something that nearly kills them to try to save their lives. Kate hasn't set herself up as a poster child for all cancer patients. And to some extent, she can't win no matter what she does. But there is a real disconnect between the glossy, perfect aesthetic portrayed in the 3-minute film and the brutal reality for the thousands of British people currently being treated for cancer. As with all royals, many of the luxuries afforded to Kate simply aren't an option for normal people. There aren't, I'm sorry, they aren't able to take unlimited time off. They're battling the cost of living crisis, perhaps queuing for food at a food bank, having to keep up with the childcare and housework, that is, enduring NHS waiting times, and using crowded public transport to get to and from hospital appointments. God bless whoever wrote this. Polly Hudson. Come on, Polly. The glossy images portrayed in the video of the Disney esque princess with lush, flowing hair, bags of energy, and push swings and larking. What is that? Lark around before the butterfly literally lands on her finger, presumably, could not be more alien to them. Talk about compare and despair. Talk about compare and despair. She went there. She went there. Kate alludes to the Kate alludes to how difficult her experience has been in the voiceover, admitting that the last 9 months have been incredibly tough for us as a family, and common sense dictates that, of course, she will have had some incredibly difficult times. But all that we see on screen is a vibrant and they let me see, and they live happily ever after fairy tale version of what has been and continues to be a horror story for many. Can you believe this was in the Mirror? Can you believe this was in the Mirror? Okay, last two paragraphs. Kate alludes to how difficult her experience has been in the voiceover, admitting that is that a repeat? It's absolutely wonderful that Kate made it through her treatments, and long may her recovery continue, but only showing one side of cancer must have made those currently struggling through it feel extremely alone and unseen. So, and then there is a tweet right there that I covered up. The same press that they are buddy buddy with will turn on you. Will turn on them, that is, due to lack of access. To be honest, they brought this on themselves. So, here, here, here. Well, you guys, I really just wanted to make sure that I presented the other side of what has been a long, drawn out campaign to, I guess, keep Kate's name um, relevant in the press. Yeah, just to keep her name relevant in the press. I'm just going to say that. But other than that, I don't think that this campaign serves the average person. It does not serve the average person. This is almost like a fantasy of sorts. It is very much like some type of shampoo commercial, or even watching it, just watching this. Do you know? I feel as fresh as a summer's eve. I do. Watching that video, I feel as fresh. I feel as fresh as a summer's eve. Yes, I do. I do. I feel I feel fresh. That's it. I feel fresh. So does anybody else feel fresh? I feel fresh. Um I feel like a weight has been lifted. I'm not even cramping this time. Yeah, I'm not even having cramps this time. So And so, if you'll excuse me, I am going to put on my most beautiful dress with all kind of old-fashioned Little House on the Prairie details, and I am going to run through a meadow. I'm going to walk in slow motion, right? I'm going to let the wind blow through my hair extensions. Um, oh yeah, and I'm going to hold hands with that creature from the Alien movie. Um, Kate seems so selfish doing a hair commercial. What a stink bug. Thank you so much, baby sister. It really is. It really is. They're so tone deaf. This is no different from taking remember they took the kids to that shelter or baby bank or whatever at Christmas time? They had a camera crew. There was slow motion footage. There was beautiful music streaming or strumming in the background or whatever. They are not representing themselves. You know, Queen Victoria had enough sense to pretend to be a middle class family. She and Albert had enough sense to pretend like they were just like any other middle class family. But these people, they are literally rubbing their privileged lives in the face of people. I don't know how that makes sense. I have no idea. I cannot guess. I cannot presume why they're doing that or why they think it makes sense. Yes, it is very, very tacky. Or as Don Lemon had to take a commercial break and come back after he looked up the word. It's very gauche. That's the word that Don Lemon was looking for. Gauche. It is very tacky. It is the height of tackiness. So embarrassing, mom and dad. Princess Charlotte's hilarious reaction to Prince William kissing Kate Middleton leaves royal fans in stitches. It's disgusting. This is disgusting. This looks like he's teaching the children CPR. It really looks like he's teaching the children CPR. During the clip, the Princess of Wales and Prince William were seen celebrating the princess's recovery in Norfolk. Fans of the Waleses family couldn't help but comment, picture, and said, okay, on one entertaining moment in the clip, they saw the 9-year-old Princess Charlotte embarrassed by the sight of her parents sharing a kiss. Embarrassed or shocked? While the family sat at the beach on a picnic blanket, William pecked, ugh, William William pecked Kate on the cheek as she lay on the floor with Prince George and Prince Louis. But Charlotte had a hilarious response. No one said, "Okay, ugh, ugh." What must that have been like? And then right there, even Tom Sykes seems to be a little snarky about it. As the positive news of Kate Middleton's completion of chemotherapy and cancer free status sank in Monday, questions about her ongoing recovery were replaced by one big question about the video she used to announce the news, namely, what the frappuccino was that? There was, of course, no precedent, as in times gone by. The only updates about royal health were delivered either on an easel in the courtyard of Buckingham Palace, delivered of a boy, or via the rather curt announcement on the BBC, "The King is dead, God save the King." So it's far. So I'm sorry. So it's fair to say that there has never been a more massive and abrupt shift in tone of royal messaging than the one signaled than the one signaled by Kate's astonishingly intimate Instagram cancer recovery video directed by Will War. You guys, I did not hesitate to criticize this video yesterday. I was not waiting for permission from, seeing other people do it. I said right out the gate that it was bad, and I still say it is. It is bad. It's strangely overdone. Is highly stylized and strangely overdone. I don't get the point of all of the music and images. It's like a commercial. And literally, I said yesterday, I feel as fresh as a summer's eve because that's what it looks like to me. And um, I feel vindicated. I mean, not from you all because you understand, but that the mainstream press, that at least three people in the mainstream press, albeit tabloidish, has said the same thing, that is tacky, that is strange, it's misleading. So I'm glad for that. Yeah, I'm glad for that. Let me see. Brooke Jimerson says, and before she could barely make an appearance, now we got the whole video. Yeah, before she could barely make an appearance, excuse me, and now we got a whole video. And I noticed that the idea that the Sussexes, you know how they went on and on about them having Netflix cameras everywhere, you almost never hear that anymore. You almost never hear it. It really is disgusting. It is disgusting. It's unnecessary. It is superfluous. It is absolutely superfluous. When you use those types of resources, when a written statement will do, could you imagine if Charles and Camilla or any other head of state or any other heir to a throne would produce something like this? William has money to burn, right? William has a fortune. So it doesn't really cost him anything to do this. But that he's done it is the problem. That he has given the order to do it. And I hope that people will go back and take another look at Kate on the bench with that production and question that as well. Because I thought that was equally ridiculous. It's not necessary. All of this production is not necessary. Well, instead of allowing people to have a window into their lives, it's actually putting up a wall. It's a void. It's a voided space between those in their gilded cage and the rest of humanity. That's what I think. It doesn't bring people closer to them, it doesn't bring them closer to the people, but it is a huge barrier because most people, it's a big deal just to do a gender reveal with a pregnancy. But if every time you have something to say to your friends and family and you went and produced a video like this, after a while, people are going to mock you or feel rather resentful. And I believe that that's what's happening here. Okay. So there they are, the new Fab Four. I still can't get over William's face here. I still cannot get over that face, that mug. That one right there, that's a lot. And then of course it wouldn't be Kate. Do you remember when Angela Levin said that what's her name? Spencer, um, Megan's friend. Gosh, what is her first name? Spencer. Why was she on the ground rolling around in hysterics over a jar of jam? Well, why is Kate laughing hysterically in a video about ending chemotherapy? Why was she wandering in the woods and looking forlorn with light and shadows? And you know, in order to do that image of her kind of leaning up against the tree, you do know that that was not just a photographer snapping a photo. That was a crew of people with artificial lighting or using some reflective device to get that image. So this is not organic. This is not just them. Abigail Spencer, thank you, Hazel. This is not just them romping in the forest or at the beach. And also, how many people go to the beach and do a costume change? She has literally done a costume change. Yeah, she has literally done a costume change. Also, I would imagine that she's in a great deal of pain because, Kate has that weird tick where her head is always hanging to one side. Well, that's the wrong direction there. Her head is usually listing to the, starboard, not the port. Here, her head is listing to. I'm sorry. I couldn't hold that in. But here, her head is listing to port. And we all know um, that with her head, I'm sorry, her head is listing to port instead of starboard. So I'm just saying, don't ask me. Thank you, Lydia Washington. Don't ask me how I notice things like this, but that I do notice them. Well, that's my job. But yeah, so I'm very worried about her because anytime someone has been listening to you know starboard and all of a sudden they start listing the port, then then that might be an indication that they're not well. So I'm actually kind of worried about her now because she's listing in the wrong direction, and that's gotta hurt. If she was her whole and complete self, that wouldn't happen. As a matter of fact, let me show you what I mean here. I mean, what the hell? I ain't got nothing better to do. Um, like right now, I am feeling the worst pain in my neck because I feel like she's in pain. And really, I care about her so much. If she's in pain, I'm in pain. God, that almost sounded real, didn't it? But let me see here. Hmm. Unless that's not Kate. I'm sure it's Kate though. But you know what I'm saying? Because they have been accused of using body doubles. So I'm just saying, unless that's not Kate. Okay, so let me find one. Why is this so difficult tonight? It's probably because I haven't been like referencing her photos that often. But I want to find a nice, good one to share with you. Oh boy. Hmm. Okay, there's one. Let me find another one. Okay, this one's got to be good. Mm. Ah, that's the one I'm looking for. Okay, one more. One more. I need the pink picture. I need the one where she's wearing pink. That's a good one. Or that houndstooth. Aha, there it is, the houndstooth. Um, okay, ready for it? Here we go. See what I mean? And then there's this one. See? So that's not even a natural pose. That's how you know it's contrived. Because if you see what I mean? She's not meant to go that direction. She's not meant to go that direction. So this is why I'm concerned about her. This is why I'm concerned. Um, yeah. So if all I can say is, you guys just keep her in your thoughts and everything, because she's going through a tough time. Just like anybody who's seeing this channel for the first time, they're probably going through a tough time right now, trying to figure out exactly what in the world am I talking about. So poor Kate. Poor Kate. Poor Kate. She'll be all right. Good thing she's got plenty money and a house full of servants. Okay. Let me just see if I can find one more. Just one more. Let me see. uh oh, there's a good one right there. And like I said, just like with that, see there, she even got him doing it now. She even got him doing it. They say when you've been a couple for a long time, you start to look alike. And not only that, she even got him doing the jazz hands. See what I mean? Now look at him. Even now he doing it. It's starting to rub off. So now he doing it. So okay. Uh Now I'm almost done. Let me get back over here. Uh, the Express, yes, that Express says the Earl Spencer has invited the Sussexes to Althorpe for Christmas. I hope that does happen. I kind of, I kind of don't believe it though, but it would be nice. I would love for the Sussex children to have that fun tradition. But either way, they have plenty family in the United States. They have people who love them and who are going to do everything they can to spoil them. They have their very successful godfather, Tyler Perry. They're going to be okay. Those kids are very, very well cared for. And remember, love is all it takes to make a family. So, and love is something they have plenty of. So, they're going to be okay. But I could imagine that Althorpe at Christmas has got to be beautiful. So, if that is the tradition that is going to happen for them, then I hope it's everything that they want it to be. But If not, their family over here will be just fine. But I think it would be a nice tradition. Althorpe is a beautiful estate. If you ever get a chance to see one of those documentaries about it, it's a very, very beautiful estate. Okay. And Graham Smith is looking for a few good men and women. Republic will be in Australia next month, protesting at the arrival of Charles. I'm looking forward to catching up with friends and allies as we show that wherever Charles goes, we can be there too. It's time to abolish the monarchy. Yep, Graham is trolling Charles III. If you're in Australia and you want to get involved with Republic's campaign or come along to an event to hear me talk about why the UK should be a republic, details will be out soon. Now, that's what I call trolling. Yeah, that incident at Althorpe, that is very curious. I will admit that is very curious, but um yeah, it is curious, but I don't know. I don't know. I haven't heard a lot about it, and hopefully they'll do an investigation if for no other reason than to settle the nerves of anybody concerned. So, yeah, that will settle some nerves. Let me see. Republic. Hey, I wonder if Emma's going to be there. Huh? I wonder if Emma's going down under. Huh? You all think Emma's going to be there? I'm wondering. M may actually, I'm pretty sure M is popular just about any place M goes. M and yellow T-shirt guy. Yeah, M and the yellow T-shirt guy. Wonder if he's going to be there. Okay, well, that's it, you guys. Thank you so much. Just wanted to share this with you. My niece went pumpkin carving tonight. Aren't those beautiful? So I figured I would end with that for tonight. But yeah, those are beautiful. She carved them herself. Now that is fun. I know some people don't celebrate Halloween. They say it's a pagan ritualistic holiday and all that kind of stuff. But to me, it is just one of the most fun things ever. Watching grown people spend months dressing up for the holiday. So it's fun. To me, it's just fun. But your beliefs are your beliefs, and I respect that. But um, if you are just interested in having fun as an adult, I'm telling you, hit those clubs for Halloween. It is too much fun. That's the night when a lot of people under 21 figure out how to get into that's like when the first time they go to a nightclub is Halloween. Do you know how many people under 21 go to clubs for the first time on Halloween? Yep. I was not one of them. I was not one of them, but all right, so that's it. Thank you. Love you guys. Good night. I will see you all tomorrow. How in the world are we still making it over an hour? I don't know. But congratulations to the vice president. And again, happy birthday if it's your birthday today. Okay. Let me find something to play us out.
How was your lunch, Megan?
You're looking amazing, Megan.
Connie Balmer. Hey, Connie Balmer. Okay. Good night, everybody. I'm going to say good night. Thank you so much for being here. You know, I could sit here and watch Meghan and Harry videos all night long, but we have to say good night. Let me see. Yeah. Very sweet. Glad Harry has people that love him in his life. So good night, everyone. Love you guys. See you. Thank you, moderators. Mod Squad, for keeping this a safe space.